Go over how to write an offer. So we'll get to the point of actually writing it. So I'll show you guys how to get into ZipForms and everything. So step number one, you're going to go to car.org. You need to make an account with car. They're going to ask for information about your MLS and your DRE number and your MLS number, and then you'll be able to create an account that way. So go to sign in, plug in your stuff. Now you're signed in. So there's probably 5 different ways to do this, but this is how I do it. I click on my name, hi Steven, access ZipForms right here. And from here it takes you to all your apps that you have on car. And so you're going to want to access ZipForms Lone Wolf transactions. It's going to bring up this window right here, validating membership. As soon as it turns yellow, continue to transactions. And now it opens up its own window. Let it load. And for me, it drops me straight into transactions. It might drop you into dashboard or forms, stuff like that. So these are all my transactions that I have going. A lot of them have fallen out or are closed. It's up to you if you want to get in here and update everything. So this is just an easy fall through spot for me to go look. So if I'm going to create a new transaction, I'm going to click on new up here on the top left. It's going to ask if I want to do a listing, purchase or offer, lease listing, or an e-sign. So if you just have a quick doc you need signed real quick, this is where you would do that. Listings are here obviously, but we're going to go over an offer today. So new purchase or offer. It's going to bring up this box here, transaction information. So you enter the property address. So I chose just a random property listed on the MLS for this, 742 East Longbrook. And it is a smart address bar. So as you type, I saw it pop up, all the addresses will pop up. There it is. So you put it in there. So now that plugs the address in. A very important step that a lot of people miss is the MLS Connect. So once you have your address, click on MLS Connect. It's going to ask your MLS name, your user ID, and your password. So that's different from car. That's going to be your specific MLS info. And then whether it's residential, commercial, multifamily. And then once you have this set up, you don't have to redo it every time. All you need to do here is put in the MLS number. So the MLS number for that property is 577185. Then I want to include a photo of it. And then hit find. It'll populate all this info right here, and it makes it so much easier to fill out the offer later because it pulls all the data from the MLS into your ZipForms. So I'm going to use that listing. Then I need to check that it's residential, and what template do I want. So I have 3 different templates. I have one for listings, one for purchase, and then one for a investor I work with that I write a lot of offers for. So I'm going to click on purchase agreement and scroll down. Save, and it'll open this transaction. So you've now just created a transaction in ZipForms. So you can fill all this out if you want to. I have not found the need for this. Some brokerages require that you fill this out. I usually skip all this and go straight to documents right here. In documents, I have my cover sheet. The cover sheet is where I'm going to put all of that info, and that'll make it a lot easier writing the offer because it has all the forms that you ever put in this transaction will pull data off the cover sheet. Now, if you don't have a template set up already, when you open documents, it'll be blank. And the way that you add stuff is you go up here to all forms, and this will open up all your libraries. So you have a ton of libraries, right? So you can do most of what you're going to use is in car and EPUBs. So you can just leave it on car since that's what it defaults to. But if it's on all, that's okay too. You're going to definitely want your cover sheet and your .residential purchase agreement. There's 2 residential purchase agreements in here. So if I type in purchase you will see California residential purchase agreement. You don't really want to use that one because when you use the one with the period in front of it, it auto-populates some disclosures. It makes it easier for you later, like the buyer investigation advisory, a couple other ones. We'll go through it right now. So always do the one with the period in front. Now, as you're working through your transaction, you're going to come back to here and you're going to add different forms. So this is where you do that from. So additional agent acknowledgement. If you're splitting this transaction with another agent, you just click it, click out of there, and boom, you'll see that it added it to your transaction. So let's go into our cover sheet and fill everything out so that it makes it nice and easy for the rest of the transaction. So as you can see, my buyers are blank, my sellers are blank, but it populated all the property info, and it also populated my info and the seller's agent right here, Brian Martin. So it put our license numbers in here for us, phone numbers, emails. It's so much easier. This is because we use the MLS Connect. If you don't use the MLS Connect, you're going to have to come in here and manually look up every license number, every phone number, every email. Make sure you're using the MLS Connect and it'll put it all in here easy. I think I was on my 10th offer before someone told me, hey, make sure you're using MLS Connect. And it was a game changer for me. You can put this info in here if you want. Lender, appraisal, title, pest, all this stuff. But for me, what I've found to really streamline the process, all I need is this and my buyers and sellers. And then to make sure the APN is plugged in here. Okay. So we'll just do a mock purchase. So we'll do Joe Smith. Okay. That's buyer 1. So it'll be Joe Smith at hotmail.com just for the sake of this transaction. Now, if it's 2 people buying the house together, like husband and wife or friends or something, then buyer 2 will go here. And then once you know the seller's info, you can plug them in here also. So we'll say the seller is Nancy Drew. But I don't need her email because I'm never going to email her directly. Emails are always going to go to her agent. It's inappropriate for me to email her directly. Okay, so we'll save that. And then we will go back. So now we know our cover sheet is filled in. It's ready to go. It has a buyer's info. It has the listing agent's info. It has your agent's info. And as we open stuff, you will see that it pulled it over. So it already populated my broker, my name, my license number, my broker's license number, my buyer's name. And when you go through all these forms, they're going to have it pre-populated in there. See? Buyer Joe Smith, seller Nancy Drew. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so this is how you get into ZipForms to be able to write an offer. I'll do another video showing how to actually write the offer.